Alright. So what I do with my, there's different ways of doing it, but what I do is I have one of these laminating sheets, and this is the photo I'm doing this time. This one's Boo, and all I'm going to do is literally just trace out on here the main areas that I want to draw in. So if I trace around the outline of what I want to do, and I don't always go to the edge. You can if you want to, it's entirely down to you. I'm just picking out the main features. That will then just give me a rough idea. So it may look slightly odd. Ben, when I did Ben, looked like he got a pair of lips on him, but it was just where I had traced out the parts of his mouth. So I'm just picking out where the grey bits are going to go. This just gives me the guide, and that's all it is. There's nothing against Boo, which doesn't actually look like this. There we go. So once I've gone from that, I can then remove the picture. Like I say, it looks nothing like Boo. So there's Boo, and that's what I'm left with. And then it would really help if I actually had a light box. And then I put that over the top. Now, because it's on the black, I can't actually see, but if I just flip this over, so I haven't really got light underneath it, but you're able to see the lines through, and then I could just trace through the lines. So that's what I will do. I'll come back to you, and as if by magic, so that's what I'm left with. So I can now dispense with that, and I've got my picture for reference. Pencils, just move this out of the way so I don't get any marks on it. So I've just got, over the last sort of few months, I've just been collecting lots of coloured pencils. They've just been lying around and I've been picking up. I've only actually bought one set, and it was a set of 24. But then I've just grouped them out, so I've got all my blues there, I've got all my greens, yellows, browns, orange, reds, purples, and then various greys. I've got some whites, but I've found that my white pencils don't actually go over the top of other pencils, and I'm finding that as you are doing some of the drawings, some of the lighter colours won't go over the darker colours, basically because it's the makeup of the crayon on the inside. So sometimes they will give like a waxy appearance, sometimes they give a very dry appearance. So this blue looks like it's got a bit of a waxy colour to it. This one's like it's a bit of a wax This one looks like it's a bit more powdery. So some pencils will actually go on a lot easier than other ones. The only other equipment really that I'm using is a couple of pencil sharpeners. I've got a couple of pencils, no, I've got a rubber band there. And I've also got a craft knife for sometimes, because the pencil lead is quite soft. What I'm finding is that it breaks when I'm trying to get it to a nice fine point, depending on, even if I've got a really good pencil sharpener. So I then just get a thing and I just whittle it down to a nice sharp point. So, without further ado, let's start having a go at Boo. So now I'm going to need greys. So I'm going to get some greys out. You see, I was doing Ben. I've got I've got black pencils, but they get very short very quickly, depending on what colour you're using. And the other thing that I do is, I have a scrap piece of paper, just so that I can test to see what the shades are that I want. So that's a darker one. Keep my pencils in order. I know. And again, it's the feel of the pencil as well. So I'm finding this is quite a hard pencil. It's Faber-Castell. This one, Faber-Castell, Stadler. I've just got lots of different ones. Specialist Craft, Classmates. It's just as I'm picking them up. And again, it's also, the thing is about, so it's all about individual strokes. The further you get away, you get that. The closer you get together, you can get it darker. And then just crossing over. You can build the colour up, and then if you start off with your pencil holding it lightly, you get a light, and then as you press onto it, you get a darker line. I'm constantly rotating the pencil around to try and find a nice sharp. If you press on really hard, you get a very dark line. So it's the type of pencil, the amount of pressure that you put on, and trying to keep a very nice fine. So this one's already blunt. If I was shading in, it's fine. If I was doing that, it's absolutely fine. But it isn't, because I'm doing, so I've got big thick lines. I don't want big thick lines, I want thin lines. When I'm doing my cross hatching. So that's where we are. Let's crack on with Boo and see how we get on. And I've forgotten which one's which I want to start off with. That's that one. And I'll work through. This one feels very waxy. I don't particularly want to use that one if I can. Oh, and a waste paper bin. I'll put my shavings in. I'll try and get it to a nice sharp point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off here round by doing the nose. I'm probably going to do this part of the face first. I'm going to show you in real time how long it actually takes just to do that, and then I will quicken it up. So, and then what I also do is I rub out my pencil line a bit, so I can try and make it as faint as possible so I can see it. So you probably can't see it on camera, I can still see it. It gives me an idea then. So that's the area I want to get covered with grey first. I'm using my grey pencil. I say I've got a couple of craft knives that I use to sharpen. So I'm going to put a bit of white down. Probably can't say, but it just might help me. Just put down. my base coat down. That's black. That's over there. So I like to put a base coat down, the background colour, and I build up from the light colours to the darker colours. If I start exactly where I want it to end, so I want it to end there, so if I go the opposite way, it gives me a nice crisp line. So the bit that I'm following at the minute is this bit here, so I'm just trying to get this bit in, this speckledy greys in there. Constantly rotating the pencil around trying to find that sharp. Don't always cross at 45 and 90 degrees. When I cross, sometimes it'll be slightly less. And sometimes it isn't always apparent straight off. You see a bit of a nose appearing. By using different bits, I can get away with that. Right, let's speed it up. So there we go, that was 20 minutes worth of shading in, just doing the nose area. Again, it's not going to look exactly the same as that because I'm using cross hatching. I'm not getting the individual hairs in, not with individual parts of the fur, and I'm trying to get the thing, so a little bit more work around on the nose just to get this bit done here, just to lessen some of this down, make it slightly darker. But yeah, that was 20 minutes worth of cross hatching in 40 seconds. The finished one of Ben took me about 7 hours. This is probably going to be round about the same amount, I would probably imagine. I've done 3 so far. They've all taken me between 6 and 8 hours, so it's a lot of work. thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of individual lines, and I'm just slowly just building it up. When I work on the next part, if I'm working on the face, what I'll do is I will cover that up so I don't smudge it all over. There we go. Thank you, and I shall see you in the next video.